Let's see if you can catch what's going on here. Just gonna play it first.
I looked up to see this man running at me with two swords, and he starts slashing at me, almost cutting my hands completely off. It was lunchtime at the homeless shelter that I worked at. This man started to talk to somebody that was sitting near him, and he started arguing with him and threatening him. Myself and my other coworkers, we stepped in and asked him to be respectful. He then started yelling at us and calling me the white devil and screaming about how he was going to hurt us. That's when I took it upon myself to tell him, I'm sorry, you have to leave. He asked if he could go and get his property because we had lockers where our guests could keep their stuff. I said, of course, it's your property, go and grab it. So I was sitting at a table with a couple of my coworkers. Next thing I know, my boss was yelling, watch out. I looked up to see this man running at me with two swords. I got up and ran, but he was right behind me, and he struck me with the sword in my back and knocked me down. I started kicking at him as hard as I could. He starts slashing at me with the swords, and he's wildly swinging with them, and my legs start to fall apart. He starts swinging for my head. I held up my arms, protecting my head as best I could. He broke through the bone, the nerves, the ligaments, and everything, almost cutting my hands completely off. He still managed to strike me, thankfully missing my jugular. He hit me a total of 34 times, breaking one of the swords in my arm. He took that broken sword and he tossed it to the side, and he walked away. And I lied there, believing I was done. At first I was scared. Then, as my body was in shock, the sense of peace came over me. And when the police finally showed up, and they came in, and at first they were stuck, staring down at me, my body, cut to pieces. The doctors put me back together as best they could in the ER. I've been able to recover with my legs, where I can walk again. But I'm still unable to properly use my hands. My next surgery will be on my arms. We'll be permanently fusing the wrist bone together, as well as clearing out all the scar tissue that is restricting movement. In the first few weeks and months since the attack, I was terrified to be alone. I wanted somebody in my hospital room all the time because I was afraid that something more would happen. The man who attacked me has pled guilty to attempted murder and was sentenced to 25 years in prison. I got to face him at the sentencing, but instead of telling him how angry and upset I am, I told him I will move forward and I will not hold on to that anger because I know it'll hurt me more than it'll hurt anybody else. Forgiveness is not saying that somebody shouldn't be held accountable. When I say I forgive my attacker, I'm just saying I'm letting go of that anger and I'm moving on with my life. I am seen. Are you?
Close that trash.
I looked up to see this man running at
It's not what I told you to do.
me with two swords, and he starts
I know
slashing
you're
at
run
me.
by the federal
He was
government.
cutting my hands completely off.
You want to promote people like him
It was lunchtime.
instead of the truth. But yeah, back that shit off and pause it, bro. Done hearing from that nigga, man. So, I went through the comment section before I look at that. Look what everybody, for the most part, is saying, right? They're like, oh, blah, blah, works at a homeless shelter. They're worried something's going to happen to them, blah, blah, blah. Some person has something bad happen to them. Some bad stuff happen to them, whatever. Basically, everybody feeling sorry for them, right? That's how corrupt media is, man. Especially social media is the worst. Because they put the best of their criminals on the regular TV. Just any old low-level criminal that went in and made it to TV, that's what you get on social media. You get the leftovers. Yeah, so everybody's, all these robots and stuff are thanking him. None of them really read clearly. They just posted. They didn't read nothing. Me, I was just curious. I started reading through. At first, I thought it was a real story too, but I guess you pretty much you're getting where I'm going. She was the one who gave me the truth. Michelle Muller Van Huis. Ask him what he did prior to this happening. When she said that, I thought like maybe like he insulted the guy or something. But she was talking about his history. I didn't understand until I kept reading, of course. Trying to make him sound like a good person? Really? You're trying to make him sound like a good person? He was a school shooter. He did time. If you don't believe me, look it up. His name is John Romano. You know, he's a Roman. Romano. Like a Roman, you know? Romano. You don't believe me? Look. The dude's an actor, too. John Romano, 34. Isn't that funny how 777777? Look when it was posted. The 28th, right? Told you. Watch your sevens. When he was 16 years old. 7. It was 34. Like, he's John Romero, 34. Remember he said he got slashed 34 times? 7777777. See? He basically did a school shooting in New York. For it, and then he got out, and that's why he was working at the homeless shelter. You think this guy's some good guy? They're trying to. You might want to ask yourself, why is this white guy working at a homeless shelter? You know, well, he's not really even fully white. He's kind of like Roman. He's mostly white in his skin, but he got black hair, black eyes. He's got some melanin. He got a little bit like a Roman. Got his hair and his eyes, even though it's a little lighter. That's why the guy called him the devil. He's specifically a white one, because it's not just white ones. There's black ones. There's brown ones. There's every color. Every color has their devils. It's just primarily these weak pussy dudes that are. You see how he's built? He's a weak man. He's a weak person. Weak people are the people that are more likely to do evil things out of fear. Someone that's truly strong, they don't look at you as a threat. They don't even mind their time with you. They're focused on themselves. That's what a strong person's like. But yeah, this dude's he's a murderer, and then karma came back on him. And ain't nobody get it. He's an actor too. You know, people that are actors, a lot of times they're people that just love lying. They want to practice lying and get paid for it. But yeah, that's karma for you, and that's why he's the white devil.